Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to windy, cold West Beach. I cannot believe a week ago it was that warm. I was out on Diamond 2 watching a game. I've never been so warm. Tonight, it's very cool, but it's a magnificent game. It's the pink round game for recognising breast cancer, and don't the players look terrific in their pink uniforms? And joining me tonight so far is a famous Glenelg person who we worked together 38 years ago in under-16s, Jenny Turner. Welcome, Jenny.
Thank you, Lee. I'd like to say that many years ago I was probably about 3.
And I was 4.5. Well, good point, Jenny.
Thank you. This is a really big game that both teams really get up for because of the importance of that, and I think we all acknowledge that a lot of people have had family and friends impacted by breast cancer, so this is just a way that the clubs can all work together to really acknowledge that and raise awareness.
So all we need.
Rightio. So we've got a pretty good lineup today, and I think Lee's going to talk through that. But firstly, the first pitch is going to be thrown by Deb Hurst, who's a bit of a Walkerville legend. So we'll look forward to seeing that shortly once Walkerville have gone through their roundup. And let's just have a quick look at the umpires who are looking stunning this evening. Let's hope the pink helps with their accuracy of the calls. What do you think, Lee?
I have no comment on umpires except to tell you who they are. On plate, it's Kevin Tannebring, known as KT, and first base is one shade of grey, Ian, and at third base we welcome Acacia Yamali to the A-grade thing, so good luck to them all.
Acacia's done well in several years in juniors, and I think it's great to have a call up tonight.
Well, that's where you start, don't you, as a player, and that. Now, you've been involved with the Glenelg Club for how many years, Jen?
421.
421.
So, yeah, no, it's Glenelg's the club I came to when I moved over from Victoria as a wee kiddie, and that's when I met you, playing for under-16s in Darwin.
1984, it's a fair while ago.
That dates me, so let's not go there. But we're still here and still kicking, and I think it's good that we can all hang out together. That's a bit of the softball thing, isn't it? You can still be friends after a long, long time.
Yeah. And once it's in your blood, it stays there.
And which makes it why we're here on a freezing cold Tuesday night, to be honest.
Yeah, well, the Walkerville A-grade coach is Belinda Stansfield, but she's away. I think she's overseas, isn't she, I think? And so assistant coach Desi Giamarellis has taken the helm tonight, so that'll be interesting for Des. I don't think she's ever been the head coach, certainly not at this level.
And, of course, a former Glenelg player, so there's a bit of logic in that.
Yeah.
And we've got a really good relationship with Walkerville, have for a long time, so it's terrific that we can come out tonight. And, of course, as Hursty's about to come and throw the first pitch, it's really significant. She's been a big part of all of our lives down here at softball. She's also been playing for about 400 years, so a cancer survivor, so it's really supporting. It shows the support by all the clubs that are involved today and over the weekend.
Yeah, and the girls are just lining up now, as you'll see on your screens. Don't they look terrific in the pink? And it's a wonderful cause. I mean, as you said, Jen, a lot of people are touched by it these days, and they need all the support they can get.
And I think what we've known is also over the years, it started as Glenelg and Walkerville, but it's spread now to all the clubs. They're all doing it and all look great on those pink weekends.
Yeah, that's fine.
So, yes, we just need to see Hursty get out there and do her thing. I think someone forgot to tell her, but anyway.
Oh, okay. It was just a minor detail, isn't it?
She did joke a few times earlier that she has to have a practice and might have someone to help her like relay it to home plate, but I think she's going to try to do the whole distance.
She just doesn't change much, does she, Deb? Well done, Deb. Terrific.
And that's terrific. That's kind of what the whole day's about.
Yeah,
and sadly, it didn't happen on Saturday because of the rain. But it's really terrific that we're all out again tonight.
Yeah, it's bigger than the game itself, isn't it? A night like tonight. And as you said, it was a pity. But Saturday was, shall we say, horrendous. The day you couldn't have played.
No.
Just too dangerous. Lightning everywhere. But tonight it's settled down a bit. So we should get a good game in. And you've got to make a prediction. Deb sitting in that seat. So what are you going to protect?
I think we've got a Glenelg 5-1.
5-1. I won't make a prediction because I'm not used to making predictions that don't become true.
Well,
so
I think you have to make a call.
I think I'm going for Walkerville by 2 runs. I think probably 5-3. I think.
What do you think of the makeup get up. I think Glenelg probably spent a bit more time than Walkerville with the amount of glitter that's going around.
Yeah, it's...
You didn't have any, I noticed.
No,
That's unusual for you.
I did last year, but the weather's put me completely off. I've become a sookie. Sookie Lala, my children will be watching this. That's incorrect. I'm only telling a little white lie, girls. Right, I'll go around the field. Or would you like to go around the field?
I think you should do it. You're the expert.
So, for Walkerville Cats, it's Michaela Yankovic pitching to Sophie Roberts. First base, the evergreen Karen Dale, but evergreen tonight in pink. At second base, it's Sophie King. At third, it's Alicia Peterson. Hadn't she been impressive? Hard hitter of the ball. Shortstops, Chelsea Robinson. The outfield from left to right, Kelly Bested, Danielle Toshi and Erin Stone. And Lisa Yanchik is batting DP for the pitcher, Michaela. Glenelg have changed their team around a bit tonight. Defensively, we'll get to that when they go out on the field. But leading off the batting for the Glenelg Rebels, it's Bree McGee. She's been a wonderful servant for the Glenelg side, hasn't she, Jen, over the years?
Yeah, Bree is one of those terrific family, club person, and then her entire family is here. Like her mum's here cooking the barbecue for the snags, which I recommend, by the way. I've probably only had one or two. But, you know, Liz is a club legend at our club and a life member. Bree, you know, is well on her way to becoming that, to be honest. She's been a Glenelg person all the way through. Yeah. And it's amazing. Her and Megan Wheatley,
who's batting second,
who are coming up, are both started as juniors and are both now coaching one of our junior teams together. And that's kind of really important to pass on that knowledge.
Yeah, that's right. In 20 years' time, they'll both be still playing for Glenelg. They are very loyal subjects for the Glenelg Rebels team. So we're ready to go. We wish them both the best. A lot of pink out there. Hope they don't get confused when they're throwing the ball around the diamond.
There is a bit of pink and blue, but I think they know each other pretty well now, so they shouldn't be. I mean, if they happen to throw it to Karen Dale, I'd be happy, but that's probably not going to happen.
Here we go. Plate umpire, as I mentioned, was Kevin Tannering, very experienced umpire, an excellent umpire. First pitch, Michaela's got the ball. And in there for a strike. She's done very well, Michaela, this season, and she's pitching has been left to her mainly because Riley Moore went to Sturt. So Michaela's doing the lot.
Am I right? She's heading over to college? Is that a thing?
Yes. A lot of people doing that. A lot of people are coming back for the under-23s Nationals and the Gillies Shield too, so that'll be good for everybody.
Not sure why I didn't get picked up to play college in America. I haven't worked that out. Probably skill-based?
Well, I have no comment, as I'm not a teacher. So it's 1 ball and 2 strikes on Bree McGee. I think she'll be going after this next pitch. What do you think?
She's got a bit of the Amber Hood about her as far as managing to configure a walk most of the night.
Oh,
so
yes,
we'll see.
Amber's very good at that, isn't she?
Oh, got that wrong.
Good start for Walkerville. So 1 down brings in the centre fielder today. No Caitlin Carroll today. Notice she's not there. So Megan Wheatley goes out to centre field. But at the moment, she's got the stick in her hand and looking to get a base person on base, being herself. Straight down the middle, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't think she'll be happy about that one. There's so much to be said to watching the first one, but I think at this point, if it's there, have a crack at it.
It is A grade, and you do that with a person like Steph Drzezinski pitch, and you'll be 2 strikes down before you know it. Just a little outside then, evens up the count, 1-1.
Speaking of, club stalwarts, we've obviously got our coach Nat Brinkworth out at the third base and Kay Bevan. So two life members who've been with us for a long, long time and really contribute to the club. Yeah, Kay Bevan, an Australian player. That's a lovely change, that one. That just sat there like a big ice cream waiting to be licked. But no, shouldering arms was Meg's. 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
inside and a little bit low, I think. Sophie Roberts holds it there for a long time, but probably just to remind the umpire, but he's not going to change his call. I can tell you that for a start.
I've tried to get them to do that for years, and they just don't.
No, they don't. They get a bit stubborn on that, don't they?
Okay.
Got the ball easy, Alicia, didn't she? But just threw the ball a bit short into the breeze. There's a cross breeze blowing, and just couldn't be handled by Jade at first base, Jade Peterson.
No, that's Karen Dale.
Oh, Karen Dale even, yeah.
And she won't be very happy about that, so we'll keep a distance for a little bit for a while.
Well, I was thinking, no, they won't be the same age. They're nowhere near the same age. Good point, Jenny. So
let's see what Courts is up to with a runner on one.
One out, and she's been batting the house down, hasn't she, Courtney?
She had a game with me in the Bees last week and just kept hitting it to right field against the Hills.
Okay.
And their right field had a day out. Everything that went near her, she caught, and it was the difference between, you know, getting the ball behind the runners and a catch. It was a game saver.
Well, same old story. If you get a call you don't agree with, you'll be swinging at the next pitch. That happened then. So it's 2 on the right, 2 strikes for Courtney. Good player like her. Get hold of the one here in a minute.
Well watched.
Yep.
And again, she's sort of one of those players that's come through the ranks and you know, Glenelg's had a few light years, so that it's good to keep the juniors and give them chances in A grade. And obviously we weren't in the B grade for in A grade last season or the season before, and to get back in is terrific. And give Courtney and those guys a chance to play A grade. And much like Seacon have come back in, it's important that all the clubs have got representative in A grade, and we need to make sure we do our best to keep the juniors in the game.
Evens up the count. It's a 22 count, 2 balls and 2 strikes on Courtney. Good play by second place Sophie King, very experienced player. 2 of them there, Sophie King and Chelsea Robinson. Easy out there, gets the lead runner. So 2 down. Brings in Katie Prest. And tell me the story about Katie. You was telling me before. Just lobbed at the door.
We literally got very lucky with this one. Her husband's a basketballer who played in the States, and they came home with their 2 kids and settled down south somewhere. And she walked in and said, "Can I play?" So,
and she can play.
Pretty handy catcher and a pretty handy throw.
Yeah.
Played third base a couple of times for the A's, but I think just going to sub in tonight and have a crack at catching. But she's just one of those people that loves softball and wants to play and be part of it. So we've been quite fortunate to have her turn up.
Yeah, that's good. Good story, isn't it? It's a good story.
She also won't like that. Her husband's a basketballer, played college ball in the States, but is Australian. But he's also about 17 foot tall, so he's down here with the 2 kids and
17 foot tall.
I might exaggerate in my maths, but yeah.
You mean he has to bend when he goes through doorways because they're 6'8"?
Well, that's like you, Lee, back in the old days.
Pitching well, Michaela, isn't she? Hasn't given up anything that's looking really dangerous yet.
I hope they don't freeze out there, to be honest, Lee.
It's 2 strikes. Katie be looking for anything close here. It's all about patience, isn't it, when you bat? And it's all about knowing what this pitcher throws. You get behind the count. What is her go-to pitch? That's what you're looking for. You need to be armed with that information before you play.
And I guess for Katie, who's played about 6 games since being in Australia, it'll be the first time possibly she's seen Michaela.
Yep.
But the kind of batter she is, I think she's pretty aggressive, full stop. So we'll go for anything that's close.
Hard to pitch to aggressive batters, aren't they? Because you know you put something fat over the plate, it's going. Like that. Well, good start for the Walkerville Cats. out of there without a score.
No, it'll be good to see how we come back aggressively in the field now, I think. We've got a couple of changes I think we just talked about that our other American who's joined us this season, Carissa's going to be in the middle starting. And she's been great as well. She's over here staying with the coach and starting to get used to an Australian summer that hasn't actually become a summer yet. And she'll be pitching to Katie, who's catching her first game in A grade. And at first base, looks like we've got Sophie Kinnear.
Sophie's at second, isn't she?
In that case, we've got Jade Peterson. There we go.
Yeah, very good.
Very handy as a first baser.
You're
yeah.
very astute.
Sophie at second. Gemma Cochran, that's what I got confused. She's over at third base. And Courtney's having a run at shortstop. And again, she's a pretty capable little shortstop.
And who's in the outfield while you're doing
We've
that?
got Bree McGee. And at left, Megan Wheatley at centre. And Tate Nicholson, one of our juniors, out at right field.
Don't know much about Tate. She's been getting a few runs lately. So
she's also a catcher for our under-18. So
okay.
She's good to just have a bit of a run with the big girls.
Well, it's all experience, isn't it? Look how Courtney's gone out. And I say people like Jade Peterson should take a lot of credit for Courtney's getting a lot better because she's catching a pitcher that gets all these strikeouts. So, Courtney would have learned so much from her.
And Jade has been an absolute superstar with Courts, just giving her all the benefit of her years of knowledge. And she's come along leaps and bounds, no doubt about that. And they've worked really well together. So it'll be interesting to now, with them in different positions in the field tonight, to see how the throwing and the catching goes.
Yeah, but when you're a young player, the experience, you just can't buy experience like that.
And they've got a good vibe going on. I think they're pretty happy as a good little unit. And
that helps.
And now we've got two Americans in the middle. Let's see what happens.
Yes, this will be an interesting, an American battery. Well, here's the lineup, the batting lineup for Walkerville. Have a look at it. Sophie King, Chelsea Robinson, Alicia Peters, Sophie Roberts, Karen Dale. There's some batting there down to 5. And then we have the DP tonight, Lisa Yanchik. But we're with Sophie King. See what she can do to start the Cats off.
Fairly handy lead-off batter.
Yep. Experienced player, terrific player. Works prevents her from being here every week, every game. Can't do much about that, can you? You just can't pass up the opportunity to work.
A few of us would like to, but that doesn't work.
Yeah,
pay the bills.
it doesn't work that way. It doesn't pay bills.
Surely you just could sit around and watch TV all day, don't you now?
Not me. No, I believe that for the old people, actually. But thanks for bringing it up, Jen.
Shark. The players moving a fair bit in the outfield to keep warm. I suspect that's got to be part of the thing, and hopefully it's not chasing balls for the Glenelg perspective.
2 balls and 1 strike on Kingy. Now it's even up the count, 22 count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Something's going to happen on this pitch here, Jen. Don't you? Can you believe it, Jen? I'm telling you.
We'll just... Okay. It didn't, but we'll let it play out, and now something actually has to happen.
This American pitch has let me down here badly.
I have a word to her later.
Do so before I do. It's full.
Yep.
Good pitching and good catching. So 1 down for the Cats brings in arguably their best player, Chelsea Robinson. Terrific player, Chelsea, isn't she? You would have seen a lot of her. Nationals, we've seen her. She's a very good player.
It's very handy. And a good club person too, I think, for these guys.
Yep.
I think the first time she came back from the States not long ago, she turned up in B grade, and that was the worst thing I wanted to see as a coach.
Yeah, I would have fired in a protest of some sort, some description.
No point talking to the Blues, you know that.
No, I can't comment on that. Sorry. Looked like a late choice by her then, Chelsea, didn't it? Just this girl's pitching really well at the moment. Long way to go in this game.
I have no idea of the velocity. It'd be interesting to see what we're looking at with both pitches tonight. And then obviously having Steph Drzezinski back in the country has been a big win for West Torrens.
1 ball and 2 strikes on Chelsea. Evens up the count. We've had a couple of them already this evening. Yes, Steph Drzezinski makes a big difference, doesn't it, to the West Torrens side. Harper Bridley's been the young player from Port Pirie or somewhere up that way. She's been terrific, really impressive.
Oof.
Oh, look at that crack. Good hustle by Tate Nicholson out there, unable to prevent the hit. So Chelsea Robinson starts with a hit, which is no surprise to a lot of us.
That was a very solid off the bat. That was always going to be a one-baser at the least.
Danger time for the Rebels here, in my opinion, because here comes Alicia Peters. And I've seen that she's put one over the fence so far this season. One here would be handy for the Walkerville team.
That's probably not the outcome I was hoping for, Lee.
No, it's... but it's the same thing, isn't it? When you're pitching the people you know can hit. You pitch them very carefully, sometimes too carefully. I noticed the last time she played Alicia after the home run that they walked her twice, and it looked to me as if it was a deliberate ploy.
Well, I guess it's interesting in that, you know, we've got two fairly new, or a new battery to this league, so they won't know a lot of that background unless Coach Brinkworth's been in their ear, and as a former pitcher, she probably has, with a bit more intel about what's going on.
Well, Nat will know all these batters from Walkerville. Oh, good catching.
And I think Jade knows a few things too.
That was an excellent piece of catching from Katie Press then, wasn't it? There was another base then that gets away.
I taught her everything she knows.
Did you, Jen? Hands up those that believe that statement. Base on balls, no surprise. Still some hitting to come here, isn't it? The 4 and 5 hitters, Sophie Roberts and Karen Dale.
Both very smart batters, which is probably can make a difference too, and that's an extra base, or it's waiting it out, or just getting rid of the junk balls.
Well, I tell you what, while there's a bit of a break, lull in play, I was out here this afternoon. The people, Matt Williams, James Harris and Ben Lucas had done a fantastic job getting this diamond playable. I saw how hard they worked. So you can thank them, everybody, when you get a game in like this.
And that is the nature of playing on a scun diamond, I guess. You know, if it rains, it's unfortunate. It can impact the game, and just not one game. So it's been good. So good job to the team.
And the reason we have the scun diamonds is because you won't get any nationals in your state if you haven't got scun diamonds.
And we know what happened when we had the nationals last year.
Oh, we did. That proved a point, didn't it? But this year is going to be different, isn't it? I mean, next year in early January, because all the people that's in America and other countries are now the borders are open, so they'll come back.
That's fouled off over the first baseline, so
like New South Wales will have Gabby Plain and Kaya Parnaby to come in, 2 excellent pitchers for New South, so that'll bolster them. We also get Steph Drzezinski and Georgia Hood available this year, January. Good catching again. No, good choice, Katie. Don't throw the ball unnecessarily around at third.
And you've got Yo Grauer at Port. I think she's still running around.
Yeah,
doing a very effective job.
I think she's trying to become an Australian citizen. 2 balls and 1 strike on Sophie Roberts, and there's 1 out. Back-to-back base on balls.
With Carindale up, so that's not my ideal situation.
No.
It might be ideal for the Walkerville team, but...
Well, Carindale normally hits the ball to right field along the ground as a rule, but what are they going to do here?
Well, that's all she has to do, really. Hit it behind the runner, and they've got to run in, so...
Just make it land somewhere. And that's why you don't have your outfield too deep. Like, Tate Nicholson, in my opinion, is far too deep. Because if she hits at the ball and it lands there, 2 runs will score. Because Peters will score from second as well as Robinson. Well, this will test the American battery out, won't it? Right now. 1 down. Some quick runners on base. And it's 1 of each. 1 ball and 1 strike. Karen won't do anything silly here. She'll be looking for her pitch.
Yes, there it is too.
And there it is, and look where it landed. Gee, she scores runs, Karen, when she bats.
Yeah,
with people on base. There's 2.
She's not an easy batter to get out at the best of times, but to be able to drill that between centre and left and score 2 runs is
well, her experience just shows, didn't it? She just waited for the pitch, as we mentioned, and then she got it. Here's the DP, Lisa Yanchik. Still 1 down, 2 runners on, 2 runs have scored.
Yeah, and Glenelg will be wanting desperately to shut this down pretty quickly to get back and do some batting. That won't be the start they wanted.
Well, because Karen hit it deep doesn't mean to say Lisa's going to. So Tate Nicholson, message to her again. She's going back further. Come in a bit. You need this ball caught if it goes out there.
I'll pass the message into the dugout at the innings break if you want, Lee. I appreciate that. Okay, here we go.
It's just knowing your batters, isn't it, really? As a coach, that's your responsibility. Know the opposition batters, know where to place your field. That's the sort of pitch she likes, Lisa. Strong left-handed hitter, puller of the ball, throw the ball up and out. She'll be swinging at that. And that's why I'd throw the same pitch again. Yeah.
It's a handy little reflex catch. I'll take that.
Cop that. Line drive. Good piece of the ball, but Carissa was up to it.
Softball's a very strange game, isn't it, Lee? When things like that can happen pretty quickly.
And then you miss-hit the ball and you score 2 runs. Not in this game.
I wouldn't have thought Carindale was a miss-hit. I'm going to tell you said that.
I didn't say that, but it does happen. You go line drive, you get out, you go miss-hit, and you score 2 runs. Having a bit of a confab with the American girls. What states do they come from, these 2? Do you know?
I know Carissa in the middle is from Iowa.
Iowa.
And I can come back to you on the Katie one, because I should know that.
That's all right. That's fine. Now the hitter is Daniela Toshi, another import. Know much about Daniela? I don't.
No, first I've seen her.
I think it's probably a second game, I think.
Is it a designated outfielder, or what other position do we play?
I don't know, as this is only a second game.
I thought you're the expert commentator, Lee.
You don't know everything.
You're just the expert. I'd back you with softball knowledge, 100%. And if you don't know it, make it up, right?
No, I never make it up.
I think you do.
I don't do. No.
Take.
Like I didn't make that up about you and I working together at under 16s 38 years ago. My goodness.
Darwin was an interesting place for us to go on a road trip with someone like Lindy Radigan.
Oh, Lindy Radigan.
And the late Dick Coombe. We all got on well together.
We did. Well, Daniela gets a base on balls. There's 2 down. And they're all having a little conflab in the middle. Umpire Tannering looking for another ball. There's One missing here somewhere.
I'm assuming that they're just saying, let's all just calm down and get this next out. We need to get back in one at a time.
Well, this is the left fielder, Kelly Bested. And the message to the right fielder, Tate Nicholson, repeat of earlier 5 messages. If this girl hits the ball over your head, Kelly, I'm shouting the whole softball fraternity.
You'll be able to go in and buy all the pink cakes and the cupcakes and the
and eat most of
honey
it.
crackles.
Yeah, that's true.
All raising money for breast cancer awareness, so that's good for you, Lee. You could put on a few kilos, actually.
Oh, you can't fatten a thoroughbred.
Omaha, Nebraska is my intel for Katie, by the way.
Nebraska. I know the capital, Lincoln. Capital of Iowa, Des Moines. I know all the capitals of America. Why don't you try me sometime?
I don't have enough time in my day.
You could make time. I'm going a little pop fight at the infield here. What are you going here?
I'm happy with the strikeout, to be honest.
I'm sure you would be. But,
up and high at the hands.
come on, Kelly, don't get struck out, please.
Oh, that's a bit too high at the hands.
Here comes a runner. Robinson can run, can slide. That helps, doesn't it?
Depends where you see it from, Lee.
Two of each on the count on Kelly. Getting the money's worth at this stage. Takes the total up to 3 runs for the Cats. Oh, this little pop fly's looking good to me, Jen.
That's all right. Every batter's different. We'll start from the start again. And softball's a funny game, right? You say that several times.
That's true.
It's a cruel game sometimes.
I think it's because it's such an explosive game on a small diamond. It's got a lot going for it. Things happen, like that line drive back to Carissa. I thought it was up the middle. Well, there's one you got, Jen.
Yeah, it's a funny one. You talk to juniors or you try to coach them. It's about hitting, hit the ball, catch the ball, throw the ball, but it's not that simple. It's very, there's a lot more layers to it, isn't it?
There certainly is. So at the end of that innings, it's 3 runs to Walkerville and 0 to Glenelg.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, how are you? Oh, sorry, I've got things in his hand.
Well, the top of the second innings for Glenelg.
Oh, no, this is just notes for me. That's good of you. Thank you for coming out. We'll get through this bit. Yeah, no. I mean,
So leading off for the Rebels, it's Carissa McBurney, followed in by Jade Peterson and Gemma Cochran.
Yep, need to see a bit more from Glenelg this innings to get some runners on.
Well, it's pitcher versus pitcher, and don't they like that little battle, don't they? There's a battle within the battle. Pitcher versus pitcher. Nothing better than hitting the opposing pitcher deep. One of each. 1 ball and 1 strike on Carissa.
It's a nice change up.
It was a nice pitch too. Didn't get her in though, did it? You know, it's
As
2
you
and
say,
1.
pitches against pitches.
Yep. 2 balls and 1 strike on Carissa. Oh,
That
see you
sounded good
later,
off the
ball.
bat too.
Good try for the 9-3.
And a nice pick up by Karen. That didn't come in too easy from right field.
Dare I say, if you play deep at right field, you've got no chance of getting the 9-3, but I'll leave it at that.
I think we need to see you back out coaching, Lee.
I will when I get too old for this. Now it's Jade Peterson. Hadn't she been a wonderful player for Glenelg? Seacombe, came from Seacombe. I came from Glenelg originally, I think, didn't she?
I think maybe back 100 years
Yeah.
ago, Nat Mead and now Brinkworth played together.
That's a good catch,
Yep, nicely caught.
Alicia.
And again, Jade won't be happy with that.
First pitch, runner on. Unless there was a hit and run call, I don't think so, but you never know. Very good catch then. Now it's Gemma Cochran, 1 out. Good piece of the ball from Carissa McBurney, wasn't it?
She can hit a good ball, which is something we've missed a couple of seasons. Like a big hitter is something I think we've identified as a shortage for Glenelg, and that we needed to get someone who can hit long.
Yep.
And we've got a couple of options now. Just need to come together. At 3-0, we need to actually have that happening pretty quickly.
Yeah. The sooner the better. Sometimes it takes a while for people to blend. You know, people are not used to playing with each other.
Well left, Gemma.
I like the way umpire Tannerman says no, you know, when it's not a strike.
And again, there's not much point arguing with him.
No. Well, he's in the best position to see it.
I think the trouble is we think we are. We're in the middle of the batting box. We think we might know everything on that one.
Yes, batters tend to do that. By the look on their faces when they turn around and look. Doesn't change the result though, does it? Never. Good batting from Gemma. Takes the walk. So 1 down, 2 people on at first and second, and it's the second base player for the Rebels, Sophie Kinnear. Sophie's been playing a little bit of baseball, I think, this year too. Seen her out there, the women's baseball.
Yeah, and she's really enjoying being back in the mix too, I think, having a bit of fun, and she knows some of the girls well. Obviously, she knows Jade from Seacombe days as well.
Days, yeah.
And she's really been embraced by the girls, and a good fun player as well, I think.
Yep. You need those type of people in your side, don't you? You can't have all straight-faced people. You can be serious, but you need to have a bit of humour as well. Look like you're enjoying yourself. Sophie does that. So Sophie Roberts just having a word with the pitcher, Michaela Yankovic, who's done a good job up to now. And when you've got 3 runs behind you in the bank, it's easier to pitch then than trailing by 3.
This is when you need to have your happy face on.
Yep, sure.
Unfortunately, missed that one by a long way.
About a metre, I would have thought. You're going to have a swing, you have a real dip at it, and that's what Sophie did without success. Good pitch, though. Thought that might get her in. 3 balls and 1 strike. She gets a base on balls here. It'll be bases full. And she has. Well, they've come back hard, haven't they, the Cats?
Okay, so loaded bases.
Umpire Gray call it out there by second base calls time out because the runner there is just tying up her shoelaces.
Quite a big deal for a junior to come up and
Oh,
load of
yes,
bases.
yes. What's she going to do here, Tate? What's she like at batting? Tell me.
Well, I don't want to put the mods on, but she hits quite a good solid line drive. So let's see if we can pull one of those together.
Okay. Line drive could mean a double play against her here, though.
Well, I'm hoping it goes through the infield.
Oh, okay.
Ideally, that would be my preferred option. I'd like it to go to the fence, but I'm not sure
Oh,
I
to
can
the
configure that
fence.
either. If I manifest that, that'd be amazing.
Well, you can have some money with me. It goes to the fence.
Single through the
Single?
infield will get us a run. That's
That's
where we
right.
need to start.
And come back. Well, they've come back hard. Fill the bases. Come on, Tate.
That was off pace, that one, I think.
The official score tonight is Julie Priest. So nice to see Julie here. Doesn't like the cold weather, Julie.
I'm with Julie. All right, so load of bases. It's a big opportunity now for Rebels to get a score and get off the 0. Probably not that pitch though, Tate.
No. Big chance here for the Rebels, isn't it? Really. Put the ball on the deck if you can, Tate.
Oh no, not leave that one. It's okay. It's that learning process of the opportunities there. You just need to get on board and get some contact.
Yeah, easy from here, isn't it? Young player like her. So they obviously see something in Tate.
Yeah, that was a nice pick up by Karen and
Yeah.
some quick legs from Tate. And again, that line drive to the pitcher isn't what we wanted. That's all right. Back to the start of the lineup now for us.
And 2 down. So 2 experienced players now, Bree McGee and Megan Wheatley. 2 out, bases are full still.
Yeah, I think the coach might be saying to the players, we're watching a few too many over.
Yeah, I think that's
Come out of the
case.
blocks a little harder.
Because that was just sitting there then, wasn't it? You know.
Again, it's pretty easy from where we're sitting.
Yep. Good batting.
It's a fairly decent crowd tonight, actually, for the pink round. The fact that people have come out on a Tuesday and a
Yeah.
rescheduled game. It's good that people are out supporting their friends and family. And we'll introduce you all a bit later to one of the people here who's come for the So Brave Cancer Awareness round.
That's what you've got to do. Bases loaded, the pressure's back on the pitcher. As a batter, as Bree is here, 2 balls and 1 strike count. You need to put the pressure back on the pitcher. Don't go for the first pitch, because that's what pitchers are looking for. They want to get out of there.
And that's not a bad long hit.
It's a foul ball. Down the left field line, just didn't stay in. Left fielder Kelly Bested was after it. Had it stayed in, she might have been a chance to catch it, I think. We'll never know.
But ideally, on a 2-down count, we need it to be hit on the infield, on the ground through the field. We don't really need a catch in the outfield because
No.
we're not going to get that run home.
See, she's come in pretty close, Kelly, left field. That's it. Look at that. There's a chance. Good play.
Tight one.
No score, though. Hi, how are you? Holly, is it? Okay, pleased to meet you.
Can try that.
Yep.
Cool. Okay, so what we've got tonight, obviously, is part of the breast cancer round. I'll introduce you in between the games, but Holly Hayes is here, and I'll go through that once we get through this first pitch. Carissa's back in the middle. Another decent hit.
Well, Erin Stone's got leg speed.
Yep.
There's been a few balls hit the right field today. Yes, go ahead, please.
And, are you going to do until Tate has to come in closer again? Thank you, Holly, for coming down, and I appreciate that. We're going to talk about the cause of So Brave, and I guess how we can all contribute to raising awareness about breast cancer once we get through this pitch.
Yep.
Obviously, I think your friendship through Nat Brinkworth and the issue of raising awareness is a big thing that's been a part of. So thank you for coming down, and I guess if you can share some of your story or what is it that's important about these kind of events, that'd be great to have your insights. And then also tell us about softball. Do you know much about it?
Yeah.
And if you don't know much about it, we're now 3-0 down, and that's not a good start.
I did see that, yep. So I've carried that much.
Yep. Yeah, so tell us a bit more about So Brave and what the call to action for that is.
So Brave is about trying to empower and educate young women that what to be aware of with breast cancer, and that it does happen to young women as well. A lot of the information that's out there these days is around people over 50 that you can have screening and be aware, but it is one of the most diagnosed breast cancers for women aged between 20 and 39, so it's very important for young women.
And that's a nice strikeout from Carissa. That's one away. And I think, obviously softball is a predominantly female sport, and it's certainly a really important message to get to the young players and women, at this age. So the message is to be aware and to check and to what's sort of your suggestion of what we should be saying and looking for?
That's it. We do a campaign at So Brave, which is Feel on the 5th. So it's all about being regular with your checks and knowing what to look out for and what are the signs that you're really looking for. Because early intervention and early diagnosis is your best chance at this age, and all you've got is your own knowledge of your own breast and being breast aware.
I think we've been doing the breast cancer round since, I think it's about 12 or 13 years. I need to probably check that up, but it started with these two clubs and on the basis of one of the women sadly having breast cancer, and I think we've gone from raised over 20 grand or something like that as over the years to awareness and for breast cancer nurses. So the fact that it's got bigger and bigger every year and people are supporting it can only be a good thing as far as knowledge and awareness.
Yeah, definitely. And when Nat mentioned it to me, I was very keen to come out and have a look and be involved because it's, I heard you've raised quite a bit for the McGrath Foundation, and we're also with So Brave, we try and help with getting nurses as well as research and education out there for women. So, yeah, I was very keen to come out and have a look at this event.
Thank you for coming in a nice cold night. In that, we just unfortunately had a bit of an error from Courtney at shortstop, and they got another run in. But again, a couple of really solid hits from the Walkerville Girls League. Thoughts?
Yes, it's and they're keeping the pressure going. And Courtney's been in the wrong place at the wrong time, hasn't she? A couple of times. And she's a better player than that.
She probably wishes she's got the gear on behind the plate at this point in time.
Yeah, well.
She's a terrific kid, and she'll bounce back from that. It's probably just nervous, and she hasn't played the shortstop for a long time. So it's giving her the chance to get out in the field and have a bit of a look. And the girls will get around her, that's okay. And so, Holly, what's your story, if you don't mind? Is it something you're a survivor of, or what's the terminology that you would be using?
Yeah, so I was diagnosed when I was 32. I found, again, doing self-checks and found the lump myself, and went through chemotherapy and some treatment, but that was 8 years ago now. So, I've been involved with So Brave as a model and then as an ambassador to try and raise a bit more awareness and education.
That's terrific. Thank you for that, and thank you for coming out and I guess sharing that story too, because if we can encourage sort of the younger, well, not just younger, as you say, anyone,
Yes, that's right.
to do the something on 5. Give me that one again. That was a good line.
Feel on the 5th.
Feel on the 5th.
Feel on the
Okay.
5th it is, yeah. So.
And is there sort of plenty of information on a website that we should be going to?
We do, yeah, www.sobrave.com.au. With lots of information there. We've got, so we do shower hangers that we have that we can supply for people that you can just actually put that in your shower and you can know what to look for and how to do a self-check. And always remind us to feel on the 5th. So
I think we should put that into your calendar, Lee.
Yes, we should. And what a worthy cause it is. It's fantastic. Now the next batter is Karen Dale, and that was a great shot from Sophie Roberts. A 2 base hit, scored a further 2 runs, another 3 in the bank. So they've got 3 runs in the first, the Cats, and 3 in the second so far. And there's only 1 out, unless I'm mistaken. No, I'm not.
That one's a foul over the fence. Lee, you can probably pick that up if you like and give it back to the Blues. And it's good, thank you. I mean, it's a bit colder than what it would have been on the weekend, but you know, we've talked about before. Both our clubs have had lots of people who've been impacted by breast cancer, and male and female too, by the way. And it's important that we should be able to have these conversations and be open and make sure people are looking after each other.
And I think a big thing we've got to is empowering young women, and I think looking here at how everyone's rallying around each other and it's such a good community. When you're going through things like this, having a community like this really helps. So knowing that you've got people supporting you and out there is really good.
It's all about the support.
Oh, what? That was a cracker caught. Gemma at third base.
Well, if her eyes weren't open before, they're open now.
Gemma's Gemma's generally the supplier of the glitter, so I wasn't sure whether she still had glitter on her hands at that point, but she did a pretty good job.
That was going, wasn't it?
And I think talking about support, you know, these guys, you know, they're playing on opposite teams, but for tonight they're playing for one team, so that's probably a good outcome.
Yeah, that's a fair point. 2 down. It's Lisa Yanchovic. Lisa Yancic. There's where she likes it. Out. Scores another run. That's good batting from the DP.
They're really hitting it hard. And that's unfortunate to bleed another base like that, just on a bit of unawareness.
So it's the centre fielder, Daniela Toshi. Getting a lot of Americans, aren't we, to our sport, which is very good. Gives you a different look.
And I think they like coming over here and well, supposedly having a summer in Australia, but we haven't really put on a summer yet.
Well, no.
Can you do something about that, Lee? On your way in, did you notice, Holly, the selection of sweet treats that are all done for raising money for the cause?
Yes, I did. They look delicious. And that was donated by just club members, was it?
Yes, the club members, and not just Glenelg, obviously the other teams and some other clubs have been helping in, which is always great. As I said, everyone's on board the plan to raise awareness and raise money.
3 on the left for Daniela. And now 1 on the right. 3 balls, 1 strike.
And it's a bit hard to knock back a cupcake or a honey crackle.
Oh, definitely.
And a hot sausage.
Yeah.
I think Lee had 4. Oh. It was good aggressive running, and she may have almost got there, but she was determined to get that extra base. You could see it; she wasn't slowing down at all past second. So
my goshy Toshi, was a shot that was. It hit the fence on the full, but I thought she was a bit ambitious going the extra base. It looked like it from here.
Not a chance of
slowing
down.
Replay, yeah, good throwing in, and Courtney, good throw.
Gemma did well to bring that down too. It's probably just a little bit higher than she would have liked.
She hit that hard, didn't she, Daniela? Okay,
So
so a
Glenelg
further
have got the
4
work
runs.
to do,
Yeah.
I suspect now. The aim of the game would be to get some runs.
I'm going back to your prediction just for a brief look. 5-1 Glenelg, you said.
Well, yes, that may be slightly inaccurate right now.
Still plenty of time.
Well, the 1 is the issue, and they've already got more than 5, so I have to recalibrate that one. But the funny thing in this game is they're getting more runs, you just have to get more than them. How does that sound?
Well, that sounds very logical to me.
So no matter how many they've got, get another 1.
Yeah, runs scored for 40 out, mate.
Okay, thank you for that, umpire. So back to Megan Wheatley, who's the number 2 batter. So what we'll be looking for here is certainly getting on, and then hopefully the rest of the team can load up behind her. Because I'm pretty sure they don't want to finish this this innings with no runs, that it starts to get a little bit too tight.
Batters 2, 3 and 4. Wheatley, Shepherd, Press. There's some batting amongst that lot.
And they've
see
seen
it
enough
now.
of this pitcher now, so it's no
Yeah.
time to sit and watch these the pitches go over.
Well, they had bases loaded previous innings, didn't they? Just weren't able to score them.
Is there anything more frustrating than standing Ks as you're a coach?
Probably, yeah, no, maybe not. I've got a few little things I don't like.
It's a nice piece, Megsy.
It's out. Good piece of the ball, though, just need to flatten out. Things I don't like, standing. When bases are loaded and then you go down looking, coaches would rather you have a wild swing at the thing. They won't remember that. They'll remember you going down looking, I tell you.
I know Nat Hailstone's watching at home, and she is one of those coaches that is absolutely against standing and watching the ball go past 3 times.
And one of my pet hates is bunting the first strike, first pitch, because it usually goes straight up in the air to the catcher. A lot of times for a double play. But I think my favourite of all favourites is 2-0 count, and the batter looks at the next pitch. The pitcher of any quality will back off and throw a strike to get back in the count. So you look at it, and then into the bargain you nod your head instead of nodding your back. Courtney just can't seem to get bat on ball here tonight.
No, that'll be a disappointing outcome for Courts.
Yeah, maybe just trying too hard, you think? Young player, been hitting the ball
I mean, that
lately.
second pitch was a nice one at the hand,
Yeah.
so you can probably have a crack at that. But the change-up was very good.
So this is Katie Press. What are you going here? I'm going long ball here.
Yep. I want it near the fence, but that's not going to happen, I think. It's up and going to be caught by third base.
It is. And that's
And
just what the Cats didn't, Rebels didn't need.
No,
did they?
three
Just a quick
three up and down
three
is not
down,
ideal. So be interesting to see whether we change it up in the field now or what happens next. They seem to have been able to hit Carissa a little bit, and they've been good solid hits.
Yeah.
And by good batters. So
Alicia Peters is a good player, isn't she? The third base. Really good player. Never takes her eyes off the ball on those foul flies.
Holly, did you ever play?
Only at school.
Yep.
So I loved it, and I love the atmosphere in the community. And like you said, you hear everyone cheering and calling everyone on. So I was a catcher.
They're the best.
I always have to be involved with things in any sport that I play, so I kind of insist on being the catcher.
You kind of rule, rule the whole diamond.
So
Correct.
a bossy type. Is that
Yeah,
what you're
pretty
saying?
much. I like to be in control.
Oh, okay. Gee, that's unusual. A lady wanting to be in control. I've been married 3 times, so there's 3 at least were in control.
What did you learn from that, Lee?
Nothing. Nothing at all. No, I learnt lots.
So Carissa's still in the middle, kicking off to Katie.
Main thing I learnt, Jen, was if the dinner is served, you be sitting down and eating it. Not walk around, find something, take out the rubbish bins or something like that. It's a minor detail, but can get you in all sorts of strife.
I'm pretty sure you do lots of things to get you into strife, to be honest. Let's see what Carissa can do now. It'd be ideal if we can have a 3 up, 3 down and crack on back to batting.
Well, it's batters 8 and 9, Kelly Bested and Erin Stone. I think the wind's died a bit, hasn't it? Doesn't seem so windy at the moment. Good try, wasn't it? Just put the ball on the deck and run.
And she's got wheels, so it's not it's a matter of just putting it down and getting on first for her. She's one of the super quick ones.
I see helping Desi Jeremy tonight is the famous Sue Tomlinson, who I might add is the best assistant coach I've ever worked with. When we were doing under-16s, runners-up in Melbourne and Perth and then Melbourne under-16s. She's terrific.
It's a pretty handy one to sub in, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
There's a couple of things.
She's a terrific person to work with. That's what you need when you're doing state. Bit of a funny, like a sweeping sort of shot.
That wasn't a committed shot.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's coincidental, but all the coaches tonight are females for breast cancer round. I don't think that's a... And you've got West Torrens, you know, the girls are ruling in that department. Sorry, Lee.
No, you have to be sorry, that's fine.
But it gets back to the community, everyone working together. Mm-hmm. I'm super proud of what everyone can do.
I might add I didn't ask to be born male, and I'm very pleased I was.
All right, there's Tate in the right field, swallowing that one nicely. Just where Lee told her to stand, which is perfect. It's 2 down now. Let's see if we can shut out the innings nice and tight, and obviously get back to getting some batting.
That's what they need. 3 up, 3 down, don't they? Sophie King at the top, and then followed by Chelsea Robinson and Alicia
Again,
Peters.
a very strong batting lineup to kick off.
This is the bottom of the 3rd innings. How are we going for time? Oh, we've played an hour already, nearly.
I can't feel my feet. Does that count? That's how long we've been here.
Look at Kingy's leg speed, but not quick enough.
Let's get out. So I'm pretty sure the message will be from the coach, the coaching staff, is to use the sticks right about now.
Yep.
Maybe we can sub you in there, Holly.
Yeah, no. I was watching the picture and I'm like, they are so fast. There's no way.
It should be a piece of cake to you if you were a catcher.
Yeah.
Speaking of cake, do you think they might bring us some? Might be some left over there.
Oh.
It was going pretty fast when I came in.
Was Jane Bennett over there? That's probably a case.
We've also got calendars here tonight too, I forgot to mention.
Definitely.
For part of So Brave is that we put together a calendar every year. That's part of our big fundraising, and so we've got some on sale tonight as well.
And I imagine because it's a Tuesday night and wasn't the Saturday big game that we thought we'd have, they'll be back out again this Saturday, and we'll make sure that we can get them out and about and get it round to other clubs. And just unfortunately Saturday with the rain, we couldn't hold the proper milestone game on Diamond One and have a lot more. Each club obviously being involved in it, and our other teams, which would have been a long afternoon with lots of exposure. So we make sure we can get that back out again this Saturday. Absolutely.
Have to put your mind on to who's the best player for tonight as we go along, girls. It's Carissa McBurney, followed by Jay Peterson, and then Gemma Cochran.
I think that looked like a nice one to hit, mate.
Yeah. When you're in the batting box, you've got to think like the pitcher thinks. What is she going to throw? Well, she's probably going to try and throw a strike. If she gets behind the count, she'll definitely throw a strike.
That's been pretty successful all night, though, hasn't it?
Yeah, she's had about 3 or 4 attempts at that. One of them very successful. I'm a bit of a sweet tooth myself, so I might fill up my pockets when I leave and have a nice supper tonight with 2 cups of tea.
There we go. Sounded nice off the bat.
It did. But Daniela Toshi was up to the task.
She's having a good game at centre field.
One down, brings in Jade Peterson. Unusual not to see her pitching tonight, isn't it?
She's carried an amazing load the last couple of years, so she probably
yeah.
actually quite enjoys having a bit of a rest. But then again, it's Jade, so she probably wants to pitch every game. It's a tough one.
Yes, knowing Jade, she would. But also, I think the last 2 or 3 seasons, she's had the most K2s.
Yeah, she has. She's got to 200 as well, 100.
Yeah.
Interesting, we've got a centre left fielder out there. I don't know if the camera can pick it up, but there's an extra wildlife out there. Let's hope the ball doesn't get hit there. Duck better move. That's exactly where Jade's hit it to.
Oh, yeah, off it goes.
Yeah. Yeah, another nice piece, but unfortunately straight to a fielder. So that is not working out for Rebels tonight in the hitting department.
Now
But you just need one to start.
Yep, Gemma Cochran now. They don't want to go up 3, go 3 up, 3 down again, back to back.
Gemma's come off a pretty blinding catch that innings before, so she should be on a high.
Got it that time. And you know when you're pitching, Jem, you get a couple of those in, you think, I'll go again.
Yeah, she's pitched very well tonight. She knows exactly what's working for her. And that's been a good pitch too. That sort of rise, whether it's a rise or a tie at the hands, that makes a batter want to actually have to go for it. And we've seen a couple of the Glenelg girls go for those pitches and probably shouldn't. Like that one.
Yeah.
She won't want to watch that replay.
Problem is when you're in the batting box, you don't want to overthink things too much. Go in with a plan and then just try and relax as much as you can.
I was just happy to make contact, Lee.
Yeah, oh, you were a good batter. So you told me.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
No, you were a reasonably good batter, weren't you?
I was very good.
In your heyday.
I was quite reliable for getting a walk or a bunt. You wouldn't put me down as the power hitting department, that's for sure.
No, well, you need all types of batters, don't you, in the team? Full count here. We haven't had too many of them, I don't think, tonight.
It's a nice piece. Snaffled up by right field.
Yeah, easily handled then by
Erin's
Stone. Yeah.
Erin's had a pretty good game too.
Yeah.
So yes, a lot of the Walkerville guys have had a really good good run out tonight.
No addition to the score. It remains 7-zip. A Walkerville.
8.
8-zip.
You missed that one. The last runner scored before the out.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, it wasn't a force out though, was it?
The out was made. I don't know. The umpire came and explained it to us, but
That's
I might
fine.
have zoned
That's
out.
fine.
Sometimes happens.
Yeah, it does.
Kev comes and has a chat to me. See when I get the votes. So where are we now? At the middle of the 4th? No. Yep.
Middle 4. Yep.
So still 25 minutes to play. You would think we need to see some scoring from Glenelg to crack on with this. The first thing that requires is a 3 up, 3 down from Walkerville and get back with the sticks again.
Well, it's going to be difficult because here's the batters. Robinson, Peters and Roberts.
What's Chelsea's form? I think she's on each.
Got on an error and had a safe hit to right field.
And that was
in
a
the
cracking
first
shot
innings,
for sure, yep. But it looked like they're enjoying it too, the Walkerville girls, so that's great. Being out and about. Their shirts are pretty cool. I like them.
I'm going to say, if you're leading by 8 runs to 0, I think I'd be able to enjoy myself as well.
When can I go home? No, I'm here till the end. We'll get a couple of runs in and make a game of it.
You need to go. You need to go early and get some cakes for Brandon, our
Brandon's doing a
fantastic
great job.
producer,
And Holly, and our lovely
and
scorer.
Holly, and Julie, our scorer. In between innings, and Brandon will eat anything, same as me, as long as it's sweet.
All that money goes to the good cause, so I probably should.
Certainly, I think you should. If I give you a $20 note, you can.
You'll never see me again.
If that was the case, I'll give you 50.
They're never going to have me back.
No, you know I'm only being serious. I always learnt many years ago, I think from the time I was about 1, never take yourself too seriously. You get hurt too often, Jen. That's true, isn't it?
This is the lessons according to Lee. I'll take all the advice you can give me. I'm such a young kid, I need to grow up.
Holly, don't believe that statement, please. That's a nice hit, isn't it?
Yep.
Straight up the middle. Robinson.
Very difficult to defend that one.
Yeah.
And again, she's quick, so you can see what Walker will do.
Here's a girl that impresses
Steal
me.
it. What do you
Every
do?
time I see this girl, Alicia Peters, impresses me. Now, I may be easily impressed, but...
No, I've been trying for years.
What are you particularly? I'm going hitting the fence on the full.
I'd love a dribbler to shortstop and a double play. I don't
Not
think
happening, not happening. Carissa's going to put one there. It's going to have A. Peters written on it, and she's going to go whack. See how they pitch it carefully. See what I mean? When you know this person, then can put one over the fence.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like throwing a Bell or Maddie Cameron. You know it could go over the fence. You've got to pitch very carefully. So she finishes up walking.
Yeah.
And she did.
Yeah, no.
So 2 on. It's not the start the Cats wanted. Rebels wanted. Sorry. Correction. Now it's Sophie Roberts who hit that.
Yes, he's
Ripping
having a good
shot
night
out the
too. So,
centre.
I guess can I claim a double, a quick line drive to 3?
You can.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just unfortunate the Rebels haven't got their bats working to make
No.
to get a few off.
I think Courtney's trying too hard. Courtney Shepherd, I think she's been hitting the ball so well off of all pitches that she's probably thinking I'm one of the best batters here for the Rebels now, and they need me. But, yeah, well,
I don't know. Courts is a very calm, collected young kiddie, and
level-headed,
she's.
oh, you nearly got that one there.
She's. I think she probably doubts herself with what the reality is there, and I think she's actually 100% a great player and really does a great part of the team. And I think if you get yourself down, you've got to somehow get back up again, and the girls around her will do that. And she's a terrific kid, and I rate her very highly, and can smack the ball. So it's just it might just be not her night.
And she's got a good arm too. That's when she was playing shortstop about 3 seasons ago. That was impressive to me. Her arm.
But an impressive person as well, which I like.
Yeah. The package, she's the complete package, isn't she, really? Which is good at Christmas time. A complete package. Oh,
I don't know.
a little dinky shot, wasn't it, then? Sort of half a swing, I think.
Those are the bleeders can hurt sometimes, especially with
course.
those runners on 1 and 2. That's a couple of runs home.
Well, look at the area that people have got to cover. You can't just cover it all. See how deep left field's fielding here for Sophie.
But you can see Tate's come in, so you've obviously got the message.
Never too late, Tate.
That's a good pitch.
Ooh, and the bat goes flying.
I think their bats must be better than the ones I used to use.
Oh, I'm certain they are. You ever used a ghost? A ghost bat? The ghost that talks?
Not in anger, no.
Not in anger. Well, when you're in the batting box, Jen, that's when you should be anger. Have the anger. So what are you predicting here, Jen?
Pop-up fly to third.
I'm going strikeout.
Okay.
Full count.
Well, I'll be in trouble with Glenelg if that happens, when I didn't pick it.
That's a big guess by me.
Oh, that's
no,
another
look
one
at
down
that.
the middle too.
That's a great shot, isn't it?
She's
Run
quick.
scoring hit. Well done, Sophie.
This one very quick,
Yeah,
yes.
really quick.
Yeah. She can play a bit. So Chelsea Robinson. Looks like the Glenelg's going to make a quick change. Bron Sawyer is coming in to replace Carissa in the middle. Bron's a very handy player and a great team person, and
Okay.
and she'll chuck her heart out tonight.
Good.
So Carissa must have just been giving a bit too much width, I think, for some of those batters. And the batters are very good batters, I've no doubt. Can't take that away. And it's probably just a time for a quick change and look what else we've got for a little bit.
Out of 17, in is 21.
Bron pitched to Katie last week. Had a run in the Bees together, I think. So they'll be a bit more familiar with each other.
Yeah, well, it's time, isn't it, really? Okay, so it's batter number 5 for bottom 4, batter 5.
I think it might be time for me to make a change too by adding another couple of layers, Lee.
Oh, I thought you
I'll
were going
let-
to say, you're going for the cakes.
No, I'll leave you to do
Brandon
that.
and I are desperate, actually.
When I signed up for this, I thought it was fully catered, so I've been sold a pup.
Oh,
He's eaten all the... Brandon
Oh.
has eaten all the food.
nice of you to share it with your mates, Brandon, whoever they may be. Wasn't
Yeah,
me.
I was told there'd be a limo picking me up and it's fully 5-star catering, champagne, the whole lot.
No, it doesn't
I've got
work.
you, which is just as good.
I have no comment on that except to say perfectly true.
So, Holly, what are your thoughts now? We've made the change. Is this what we need to kick off, get a couple of quick outs and back to batting? And
Well,
then
you'd hope so, wouldn't you? I mean, that's obviously what we're hoping for.
a quick 9 runs to make the game
Yep.
go a little bit longer. Otherwise, we'll be in all sorts of strife shortly. That's a terrific
Not a
way to
bad
start.
start.
That's
Yep.
what you want, isn't it? Just come in fresh. Karen Dale again. Hit up the middle, scores another run.
She's a particularly reliable and annoying batter, that one. And I mean that the nicest way, Karen.
Well, all the skeptics out there that says she's too old, don't think so.
I think that might be the game.
Did I get that as a stat? The runs batted in? Yeah.
That's 10, yeah. That's it. So we've 7, 8, 10 runs. After 4,
11, according to that.
11. Is it 11? You added another one on Brown. He's been eating too much. I think that's a
Well,
problem.
he did eat all the cakes, so
Did he?
that's
Yeah.
a disappointing way for that to finish up for Glenelg to not get on the score at all.
Yes, it is. So think about the best player, can you, for the game?
Will you go and get me a cake while I think about it? So yes, I think while we've had some very good advances in the last few games, and Glenelg, their gameplay and certainly their batting, we didn't see that tonight, Lee.
No. Well, there wasn't anything wrong with Michaela Yankovic pitching, but I think I'd fancy Chelsea Robinson or Sophie Roberts here.
You were a bit of a Sophie Roberts fan. I mean, she had two doubles.
Well, I'll go with you.
I'm with you.
Yeah,
Yep,
okay.
absolutely.
I'm fine with that. What do you think, Holly?
I'm happy to go with you guys. You're the experts.
Well, it's a toss-up, isn't it? I mean, because Karen did everything right as well. But, yeah, disappointing finish for the Rebels, but that's how it goes.
I think there'll probably be a bit of a trophy presentation if we've got one for the traditional breast cancer round.
I think
Well,
they
I think
need
that's
me.
where you, Holly, that's
So
when you go.
thank you very much for having me.
Thank you for coming and appreciate it. And everyone go to sobrave.com.au.
Yes.
Well
yep.
done, thank you. And we'll look at the calendar because I believe you're in it.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks very much,
Thank you for
Holly.
coming.
Pleased to meet you. And good luck in the future.
Lee, I think I have to go out there too. It's been wonderful to have some time with you.
That's fine. You're going to come back with some cakes. Okay, so just closing. There's not much more I can say about it except it was Walkerville to win by 10 runs to nil after 4. And we look forward to seeing you on Saturday. They're going to have some presentations now. So on behalf of Holly and Jenny, it's good night from myself.